Do you have any chapstick?
Yeah, here.
Apply liberally.
Equal rights! Free healthcare! Black Lives Matter!
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And here I am in 2025 being told that even with my citizenship, it might be risky to travel internationally under this second Trump administration because of what might happen when I get back. Now, I'm not going to pretend, I might be deported. They're going to rip up my passport. It's not about that. But the idea is that coming back might be unpredictably uncomfortable or uncomfortably unpredictable, because we've already seen reports of U.S. citizens detained at the border.
How many of you know someone that hates America, that hates what's happening in the United States, that hates what happened November the 5th? And they have said nothing positive about the United States since that time period. Or let's even go further back. They have not said one positive thing since Donald Trump announced he was going to run for president. During his first term, they said nothing positive. And this continues. And during the entire Biden presidency, if you want to call it that, all they did was blame Donald Trump. Now, this is David Pakman. He's got his book there and obviously stacks of unsold copies. But he is a Trump deranged podcaster. And there are many like him, but this is mine. This is the guy that I really focus on or actually watch. He had some of the best election coverage. And he was actually pretty realistic as to why the Democrat Party lost in November. But he is now coming out as a victim. And how many of you know someone, leave a comment down below, that considers themselves a victim? And Donald Trump laid it out right at the beginning. There is nothing stopping you from leaving. Nothing.
We've seen U.S. citizens held and questioned for hours without even being told why.
We haven't.
We've seen a spike in the stories from folks who are dual nationals or have names that look or sound foreign, or maybe they speak with an accent.
Right.
Stories of those folks being pulled aside, treated like suspects at their own country's border. And what immigration attorneys are telling me, the ones that are paying attention, is that naturalized citizens, people like me, in Trump's second term, with the return of these Stephen Miller style policies,
I love Stephen Miller style policies. The only people that I've really seen complain are Democrats suffering from TDS. Now, I have seen Democrats fly to the southern border or much further south to El Salvador to go comfort the El Salvadorian Maryland man. We've seen that. How many of you have witnessed anything of the other side of the coin? And even now, conservatives, so-called conservatives, do nothing but pick apart the winning, pick apart the actual movement.
we just need to be careful. Some are saying if you leave, have legal representation lined up, know exactly which immigration lawyer you will call, and that they will be available to take your call in case you end up in one of these situations. Think of it, legal representation to re-enter a country you are a citizen of. Now, what is the goal here?
He is completely lying. This is the echo chamber. And it's funny that his book is called Echo Machine, because I believe he is an echo machine. I could not find one single case where someone that is a citizen left the United States and needed a lawyer to meet them to get them through TSA. I haven't heard that. We know how many millions of people that have come to the United States without the help of an immigration lawyer, with the help of a coyote, with the help of the Democrat Party. Some people would say Joe Biden's administration, Alejandro Mayorkas and the rest of the dirtbags actually encouraged the invasion.
Believe that it is to actually deport U.S. citizens. Not yet, anyway, even though Trump is talking about it. What they want is fear. Intimidation is the goal.
The people that I have seen actually leave the United States is a very small number. Not as many that I would have hoped for. Think about all of the celebrities that threatened to leave if Donald Trump was elected president. I can only think of two that have really left. That was Ellen and Rosie O'Donnell. And I say good riddance. But there's a lot within that same community that they represent, the LGB community. A lot of countries, apparently, have issued travel warnings for people coming to the United States that are transmission mechanics. I've yet to see that. Now, we're about to enter into the twilight zone for the next 30 days, starting tonight at midnight. That's right. It is password month. And I wish all of them a safe and prosperous June, because I don't want anything physically violent to happen to any of them. And I hope during the month of June that they enjoy being recognized, because so many people within the password protected month all scream that they want equality. And if you want real equality, why do you need to be exceptionalized? Why do you need to reduce your sexuality to only 1 month of recognition? If you're a veteran, well, we get Veterans Day. If you have a family member that passed away in the military, you get 1 day, Memorial Day. But for some reason, the same people that wanted to be created equal and treated equal, more importantly, now need to exceptionalize their sexuality. The flags are going to be everywhere. And how dare you if you do some burnouts on some crosswalks? I mean, how dare you? The same people that are threatening to leave, more often than not, support these movements happening in countries where they would not be treated with the safety that they're afforded here in the United States. Think of some of these Arab countries where this stuff is illegal, not only illegal, but vile, and they throw them off of buildings. But here in the United States, they're afforded every equal opportunity that I am. And I'm glad that they do. I'm glad that they can. I don't care what you lick or stick. Just leave the damn kids alone. I've said it forever. It's the Pink Floyd song. Leave the kids alone. I've got some clips here I want to show you, and we're going to stop and talk about some of these, of how deranged, how twisted that they have become, and more importantly, how they have been used, how they have been absolutely twisted and taught by the news media.
Sometimes I find myself asking, am I the crazy one for wanting to leave, for being ready to leave the United States? Like, am I overreacting? Is it really not that bad? Like, I hear other people talking about leaving, but they're not leaving. You know, like our house goes on the market next week. So it's very real and it's overwhelming. But when I find myself asking myself those questions, like, is it really that bad? And then I remember what other nations are doing and seeing. And
just when you think it's bad, go there. Go wherever you're going. Okay. But please don't go to a predominantly white country, because white people are bad. I hope this lady goes to somewhere like Nigeria, South Africa. Go to South Africa. I hear it's really nice this time of year. Okay. Maybe Honduras, Gaza. somewhere really, really peaceful. That's where you'll have them. Go to China. China's really good this time of year, and they'll let you in. No. Ellen and Rosie went to a predominantly white country. They went to the UK. I think Rosie went to Ireland, and I think Ellen went to England. So they really escaped the persecution. Actually, they went back to the countries that persecuted us enough, our forefathers, to come here.
Saying and what other leaders from around the world are doing and saying and thinking. And I remember it's not just me. Like, I'm not making this up in my head. This is happening. Right. It just seems too crazy to be real because, like, how is this reality? How did it get this far?
I feel like this is going to sound insane to some people and not to others, depending on which side of TikTok this ends up on. How quickly do we need to get out of the country?
Wait, I've got to back that up. It's going to sound crazy, and I'm not sure which side of TikTok this ends up on. You heard her say that.
On which side of TikTok this ends up on? How quickly do we need to get out of the country? Like, we have a plan.
Yesterday.
I mean, you can see my name on TikTok is moving to Italy. Like, we're going, but our plan is to go in September. And like,
why did she wait this long? And she said, I'm not sure which side of TikTok this gets on. It gets on the Chinese communist side of TikTok. That's where it goes. You are being fooled if you think life in Italy is better than the United States. Go for it. I can't wait to see her TikTok videos when she realizes what Italy is like. I've been there. If you're a woman in Italy, more important, a white woman in Italy, I hope your husband is a retired Ultimate Fighting champion, because you are going to experience some very vile comments from Italian men.
I fear that I have been spending, I know I look absolutely insane. I fear that I've been spending too much time scrolling the last couple days, and that is making my anxiety spiral out of control. But like,
1000%.
Things are bad.
When it comes to the American dream, I feel that I lived it, and it's literally the reason that I left.
That dog has never been walked before this video.
We were in our 3-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was in my big girl corporate 6-figure job. We had the things, and it wasn't a dream. It was more of like a fuzz, really.
32-year-old Bianca Lynch is a full-time digital nomad, and while she's always known travel would be a part of her life, after the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent.
It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people who felt that is someone who needs to be in power.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here.
She's not alone in looking to leave the country because of the results of the election.
Here are some of the easiest ways to leave the country as an American.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. For anyone that is thinking of leaving the country, please grab a pad and pen so that you can write this down, because I want you to leave as soon as possible. If you want to leave, if you hate America this much, why stay? You are insulting the men and women that served this country in uniform, either in the military, firefighters, police officers. On a daily basis, you are insulting them by staying here, because you're saying they're not doing well enough. When Joe Biden was in office, when President Obama was in office, we were told, shut up and conform. The American people spoke. The ones that you said were horrible, the men that you hate, we spoke. We spoke at the ballot box. Get your pen and paper ready.
I want to share some of the easiest visas that you can get that'll probably get you out of the country in the next year.
I'm moving again. Yay!
Expatsy, a website that helps Americans move abroad, saw 10 months worth of traffic in the 2 weeks after the election, with 72% of visitors citing the U.S. being too conservative as the reason they want to move. What would you...
This should help the housing crisis too. Where there's not enough homes, this should really open it up. So we've got illegals getting deported. We have legals leaving on their own. Housing crisis fixed. Donald Trump just fixed the border and the housing crisis. Give him a shout out.
Would you say your life was like living under the first Trump presidency?
It felt like that administration gave a lot of people the permission to essentially say and do whatever they wanted. I was always aware that I was a Black woman because
she was always aware she's a Black woman. I'm so proud of her.
That's the life of being a Black woman in the U.S. But I was hyper aware during that time.
This is a coordinated effort to smear Donald Trump, to smear anyone that voted for Donald Trump. This is a coordinated effort to make anyone living here feel guilty. And I don't feel guilty, and you've got to work a hell of a lot harder, David Pakman, and all these other people on TikTok, whichever side of TikTok you're on, to make me feel guilty. I have never once in my life wanted to leave the United States. I have lived, and I am currently living the American dream, and many of you are. And the same people complaining about America would never be afforded this opportunity anywhere else in the world. And when you get there, I want you to try to burning the flag publicly of the country you're in, while at the same time refusing to leave. How many of you have seen illegal migrants burning the American flag? And then whenever they are deported, they're kicking and screaming. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you the case. Should they leave if they hate America? A simple comment down below will let me know. But I hope the liberals that are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome put their money where their mouth is. And oh, by the way, your EBT checks, your EBT card, your food stamps, your welfare, your Social Security, that'll all get cut off. This is Ben Dykes News Channel. Hit the like, subscribe on your way out the door. If you're a liberal leaving, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Sayonara, baby.